Wait, what? God damn it. Wait, this isn't right. God, God, God damn it. Everything is awful. God damn it. All right, let me try this again. Activate source. Activate source. There we go. Now, YouTube is not doing the weird thing. All right, let's make sure that chat's working because today's been a clusterfuck of streams. Okay, chat's working. And if I go to YouTube, YouTube should be working. By the way, I watched this. It's actually interesting.
Hello guys, welcome back.
Oops. What is this? Yeah, so this is kind of cool. So like if you come over here and you fork Unreal, right? So fork gives you the option of view existing forks, right? So you can see if there's a fork that is uh that 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 you wanna see or play with, right? But like this one's kind of cool too. Check this out. Look at that. Look at that image. That's actually really good cell shading, right? So I might give this a shot. What I'd like to do, and I think I could do it, is if I merge this into this. So I get the cell shading and I get the theoretical performance increases. But this one here would require so much extra testing because this fundamentally like this is a physics heavy game. So it would actually require quite a bit of um, uh, testing. Although also I think this one doesn't. No, this one supports 5.6, right? Yeah, 5.6 release. Okay. Wait, maybe. Or is this only 5? What I'd like, right? And I know this is like a lot to ask, is no no nanite, no like effectively rendering engine from 4 with backports for 5. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing, just bear with me, is if I go here, wait, this isn't it. This one's it. Sorry. So what I was thinking of doing, right? And bear with me. This is largely a terrible idea. And I don't think I'll ever actually do it. But this would be a fun project at some point, effectively. You take 4.27, you backport the enhanced input system. Because the enhanced input system is super important to me. I really, really, absolutely love the enhanced input system starting at 5. And then backport gas. Right? And I think those would be 2 absolutely fucking massive things. So you backport gas, you backport mass, you backport the enhanced input system, you backport common UI. I think common UI would actually arguably be the hardest, because just thinking about like how that would work, because the common UI is hooked into the rendering engine. Oh, common UI is part of 427. Never mind. I think I've got a UE download somewhere. Yeah, here. Hey. How are things, Mr. Squid? I was looking at this and wondering if this would be a good thing to consider. I don't think so. Like, I honestly don't. But I have been debating, right? Like, not like debating hard, but like debating whether or not it might be worth it to roll a version of Unreal. Mainly because I think it would be really interesting. So, like, the thing that I would want to do is I'd want the cell shader, like proper cell shading, which this is, which is really, really nice. And then the other thing that I'd want is I the main thing that I'd want to do is take 427 and then just do a bunch of backporting, like backport the input system, the common UI updates, mass entity. Mass entity actually would probably be a really hard one to backport, because I think mass entity has never been in 5. It definitely wouldn't be for this game. I think it would probably arguably be easier to like strip nanite, like make updates to the current engine to rip out nanite and lumen and stuff like that. But this engine here, this custom engine by this person actually might be the kind of um the the uh the version of Unreal that I want. That's good. How have things been? My audio's working, right? Oh, okay. What were we stuck at yesterday? So we have the pause. We don't actually bring up anything at that pause, and that's because we were working on that. But in order to work on that, we have to bring over all of our input systems. We have to bring over the controller, which arguably we don't have to do this actually inside of C++. I just really like doing it in C++, so we're going to do that. Sorry, that's what I was working on last night. I was porting this here all over to C++ because I love C++ compared to it. Okay, so here we'll do. I think this needs to be a U function, and then it would be void handle break input. And then this takes in a specific Unreal Engine enhanced input C++. And this would be wait, the binding would be triggered and completed. Triggered. Did I do that wrong? You player. Shut up. Oh, wait. I thought that I had that in there. I didn't. And then it is. And then this would be input. Find action. So wait, what's the issue then? You. Oh, that's why. Isn't it? Oh, right. This. The object. Throttle is going to be both as well. So we'll do this, and then we'll come to here. Does this need to be a U function, though? I can't remember. I feel like the answer is yes. Testing. Testing. Handle. Throttle. Handbrake. And oops. And then we have handle pause. There. And then we can do this. I kind of want to bring this here above this. So we're going to do that. We bring this here up like that. And then in here, we take this. We bring that up like so. That was not the right spot to do that from. There we go. It's like that. Then if we do the insert definitions, they're all there. And then we can do that here. So now we have this list here and we can do this. Handle, throttle, input. Handle, handbrake, input. Handle, steering input. And then we have pause. Handle throttle input. Handle handbrake input. Oops. Handle steering input. Handle pause input. There we go. Now let's transfer this here over. So we're gonna take each one of these. Here's the brake, the throttle, all of that. We're gonna take that all over, and we're gonna make it C++ friendly. So the handle brake's pretty easy. All we're gonna do is we're gonna get the instance here, and then we do get value float. If I'm not mistaken, it's this. Or is it a dot? Oh, it's a dot because it's a reference. Get value. Float. Oh, it's get value and then get. Okay. Get float, and then this would be value equals there. And then we want to negate this like so. And then we'll do vehicle pawn dot set object pointer. Okay. Wait, why is that not working? Set. Why can't I call? Why? Hmm. All right, so fuck me very much, apparently. I have two options now. I can port this vehicle system base, like parts of this, over. Why is this clamping? Wait, why does this do a clamp twice? Oh, wait. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to revise what I'm doing because we're stuck in fuck. That actually is such a fucking pain in the ass. Sorry. So far, advanced vehicle system is definitely the most robust, like the best system that I've been able to get working. And I'm so disappointed that it's more blueprint heavy than I thought it was going to be. I figured that it would be more C++ heavy. That's so disappointing. Because like going from blueprint, like having C++ reach into a blueprint is like not a great idea. Like trying to work around that it creates mess. The idea is that blueprints reach into C++, right? So like I would argue that this here, this this should be C++, right? Because the enough of this project is already C++. So an argument could be made that it kind of just makes sense for this to be done in C++, right? Wait, these are like all right. All right. I think we're fine because I don't think we're using the player controller in the way that it matters. Okay. I think we can be fine. So we'll leave that. We're going to take the pause though. The pause, that one I'm definitely going taking into um the pause I will take into, the rest of them I won't. All right. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. I think it was just the pause that I cared about too. Yeah. Um I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it will work. Can you make a where's my chat Jipitas? Because I think that I could do this, right? Can you make a function that is implemented in BP but bound in C++ for the enhanced input system? This is unnecessary fluff. I had a feeling, and I have a feeling it's just going to be a matter of calling it with the underscore implementation. That doesn't look right because a blueprint implementable. Do. Oh, wait, no, because it's blueprint implementable, right? Function can be implemented in blueprint level. This function is designed to be overridden in blueprint, but also has a default native. No, we're gonna do implementable event because we don't actually there is not going to be a there's no implementation here except for pause. Pause is the only one that I care about not having that in. There we go. Because that's the entire one that we wanted altogether here. So Oh, interesting. Okay. So we've worked that out. Now if we come over to here, we have these. The pause we're going to get rid of effectively. So let's go back into here. Now we're going to do this and it's going to be I think this is game paused. This requires us to get game mode. Get world. Gameplay statistics. Get game mode. Is paused. I think this takes world, right? Yeah. Get world. This is a constable. If there we go. So if is paused. No, this needs to be a not. There we go. So if we should pause, right? We're going to remap the we're going to remove the context. We're going to do the enhanced input system. This is going to do get the enhanced input system. How do I fetch the enhanced input system from within the player controller. Managing local player subsystem. Get local. Okay. Yeah, get local player. So it's this here. This is what we want right here. Oh, it's right here above me. There. Should pause. Then we want pause menu. Menu mapping context. Sorry, this is add, but we want the remove. Remove mapping context. In-game mapping context. I should do this actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to push this here, right? And that should be able to be there. We do that, right? Beautiful. Then if not input system, that's not what I wanted. We wanted this return, right? Because we can't effectively pause at this point, right? This should never happen. This should never be false. Actually, I guess we could do a check, right? There. Now, if it somehow comes back false, we've got an error. And then we do this. And then here in the all else, we're going to flip these. Like so. And that's effectively, now we've done this. So we're now here. Then from there, we want to show cursor, enable mouse over events, and call wait. That's not everything that we wanted. Okay. Okay. And then we do show mouse. So show mouse cursor. We want this to be true. Enable mouse over events. Set enable mouse over equals true. There. We do the call for the pause, which is this here, which we haven't actually set up. What? There we go. And then we do on game pause delegate dot is bound if broadcast. There we go. And then we do set game paused. Game paused. And then we're going to do this. Okay, so actually, let's do this with one. Delegate one param. The bool. Current value. Set to should pause. There. And then we also want to switch the input mode from input mode to that's not the one that I wanted. Actually, set show mouse cursor and enable mouse. Is that the right spot to put this? That might not be the right spot to put this. I don't think that that's where I should put this. I'm going to remove those. I think those are things that we should do outside of this. I don't think handling that here is the right spot. Then we take these, remove these. Now I have access to the pause and stuff like that inside of here. Okay, now we get rid of all of this. I'm not even gonna lie. Part of me just wants to not necessarily handle all of this here. Is Russia's live? Hmm. Go Rush. Oh, he's playing Peak. I think that's Peak. Okay, so now, since we've done that, what we want to do is we want to close this, save selected. And then what we're going to do is we're going to relaunch it and Oh, you know what? I bet it's this. Wait, what? It's not that? Alright. Use of undefined type A vehicle system base. But this is... Oh, right. Include. Okay, so what we need to... Fuck. That's a pain in the butt because I forgot to follow the um vehicle system base. Do you know the include for from the advanced vehicle system? And this needs to be brought in to public dependencies. Wait. I don't think I need this. Okay, now that should work. Of course that doesn't work. No, this should work. Unreal Engine. Wait. General. Lights. Function list. So none of that works. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. I'm disappointed. I think disappointed is the right word for this. I'm disappointed in the enhanced advanced vehicle system because it doesn't actually work the way that the way that I want it to. But that's fine because we're not doing anything with the vehicle anyways inside of here because it's too blueprint dependent. So I guess that ends up working out. Oh wait, I forgot to remove the A vehicle system base. And I've finished my coffee. One eternity later. We go. Now, if we come over to our controller here, right? And we do a reparent. And we reparent to IC. Wait, what did I call it? In-game controller. Menu context. This entire section here, we just delete wholesale. Boom. Then we also shouldn't need this at all. Outside of this. There. And then if we move all of this here up out of the way, then we hit save compile. No problems there. There is going to be the issue of we need to add our contexts here. Wait. In-game context. Oh. Gameplay mapping context. Interesting. So wait. There's one gameplay mapping context. So we don't need the other one, right? Because in-game mapping. Gameplay map. But wait. But wait, there's more. Gameplay mapping context. If it's there, how come I can't get it in C++? Because mine's not gameplay. So this is from an A controller. Where's the chat GPT? Here we go. I see in the player controller there is a gameplay mapping context value. How do I access that in C++? And the player controller blueprint is part of Epic's default enhanced input setup that ships with template advanced or vehicle advanced. And it's typically a blueprint exposed. Yes, I know what it is. I'm not trying to declare it. I'm trying to ask how do I access it because I see it in Blueprint, but I can't find it in I love how incredibly stupid ChatGPT gets. The parent class is let me guess, it doesn't know. What's really happening? Your blueprint probably has this. You don't seem to know. This does not have any variable called gameplay mapping customer. Only in Blueprint version of the player controller that ships with templates like. They did not define it in C++ as it's a Blueprint variable. Of all A player controllers. Hey, welcome back. I have to remember how to say your name correctly. Riro, how was the rest of your day yesterday? I think you were heading to bed, right? That's good. Gameplay mapping context field in the default panel of a player controller is simply default mapping context reference stored and applied automatically at runtime and subsystem, not by the player controller itself. So there is no variable or properly called. This makes sense. It's only exposed through editor metadata, a F enhanced input editor player controller data asset. Okay, that makes sense. Okie dokie. Now we know why it's happening. Okay, so if everything is right, this should work and my vehicle should still drive. You just stopped by to say hi? Well, thank you for swinging by. It still works. Did something just crash? Oh, no. I ran out of time. Okay, so now we can get rid of this because this being mapped in our in our thing. So if we do input, there we go. In-game menu mapping context. Automatically register this actor to receive input from player. If set, then this uPlayer input class be used instead of the default player input class. Interesting. Okay. Perfect. Let's see if the pause actually works. Pause is not working. Right, nothing's bound to it. That's why. Pause. Find references. Wait, is this even being used? Huh. Fine. That's annoying. I forgot about this. Okay. Let's make a resume function. U function. Blueprint callable. Void handle resume game. There we go. And we should probably do one that's going to be, actually, these should both be public. Handle pause game. All right. So this is resume. So we're going to delete this. And that's handle resume. Sweet. And then we want to do this. And then this one here, we want this. If not, should pause. If not, should pause, return. If should pause, return. Is paused. If 2 is not paused. No, I still like is paused. Even for this, even though it's a not, and usually I don't like that. This reads better. Yeah, this should be here. Yes, I could move that into there, but I don't think I want to. So this is handle resume. Bib verb. How's it going? I'm going okay. How are things on your end? If is paused, return. Contemplating life decisions? I'm listening. Now, I do have to get this twice, which isn't ideal, but because it's because it's um because it's yeah. Life. Okay, so this would be handle pause. Handle pause game. Handle resume game. Currently I've been buried in 7 documents that I gave myself a target to finish by the end of the month. And in the thick of that, I was like, can I even do this? Sounds about right. Because we don't actually use this. We can get rid of that. So if we're paused, we just return. Yeah, here we go. And if we are not paused, we just return. What type of documents are they? Are if you're allowed to share, or and you feel comfortable sharing? Like you don't have to. I'm sorry. Oh, it's for the game. The flying one, right? I've thought about applying for game dev positions. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I can do Unity and I can do Unreal. Like I can do both. Neither of them really matter to me. The thing is that I'd have to go for an indie. Probably. Feel like I'd have to do indie. Because like my C skills aren't aren't absolutely amazing. And a lot of the companies in my area are gonna be like one of the companies that I looked at was EA, and I was just like, I kind of don't want to work with EA. Oh shit! I need water. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I need drink. I've got to take some pills. So I will be a couple. Here. I'm sure it will. Sorry about that. My 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 friend that I'm going to be meeting up with on Saturday called to check in to see how I was holding up. everybody's super. Uh, uh, everybody's been super concerned about how I'm holding up. So give me one sec here. See here. Game design document. What's the TDD? That one I'm not sure of. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It's a game design document. TDD, I'm not sure of. Art direction Bible. I've never been good at making those, like ever, even once in my life. Oh, technical design document. What exactly is the difference between a game design document and a technical design document? Art direction Bible. I've never been able to produce one of those, although I probably should. Um, production timeline. That one's damn near impossible. Budget and financial plan. That one should be fairly straightforward for an indie project, right? I'd imagine it would be fairly straightforward, although I imagine it also comes with its own challenges. Number 6, that one's intense. Business plan and marketing strategy with risk and wow, why can I not pronounce this one? Wow, I cannot pronounce this word today. Oh, fucking hell. Contingents. Why can't I pronounce this word?
Contingency.
Contingency. Wow. Ugh. Sorry. Plans and master tracking doc. I'm curious about the master tracking doc. The technical design doc. And how you do the production timeline. Like the production timeline seems like the hardest one to me. Game technical design document. What is a technical design document? Relation of the technical design document is a schema for the programmers in a team to implement and code the features of their game. It lets the developers of the team specify what are the requirements, how they should be implemented, and the tools and technology required for that implementation. Besides the TDD, TDD, test driven development, or technical design doc, is also useful. Is also a useful document to show when it comes to find a publisher for your game. Consider that they are becoming every time more careful about evaluating that game they may invest in. It's on gameplay mechanisms, storyline, hook, game design, economy, etc. in the GDD. Okay. Have these 7 docs and they are proven until getting a prototype out, I would have a solid pitch at the very least. It sounds It sounds like you're doing are you the project lead then? It sounds like you're like the project lead. That would be the I think yeah. I should really sit down and figure this stuff out. Like doing these documents because I have never sat down and made these documents before. Performance budget are a series of limits imposed on the metrics that affect the game performance. Those could be the frame rate, FPS the game runs. Yes, but I'm going to keep it art led. Really, I can tell you right now, I won't be keeping much about gameplay as the hook. Oh, that's fine. I imagine that if I was to sit down and make these things, it would be not good. But I should figure these out, like actually sit down and do these because they are super important to actually getting getting published, right? So I should probably wait, what? I'm not a programmer, so I'm hoping to mix and match things, buy things to give me a head start and learning basic things at least, so I'd be happy with a visually gorgeous looking but super simple gameplay hook. Um, I think you should be less hard on yourself because you have the I imagine that you have access to the developers, right? So if you have access to the developers, you should make the gameplay loop something that in theory at least you would like, right? And don't hold yourself back, right? Because you've got the two teams working on it. One team that's just going to be focused on the gameplay and one team that's going to be focused on the art and stuff like that, depending on how it gets structured, right? This is much more sparse than I would have ever thought this would be. Oh no, the budget is my savings from my last job. So I doubt I could hire devs. Oh, yeah, that would be difficult. Solo indie game size game. Ah. Well, if you have questions, I can always at least attempt to help. Not made flying games before, but big 2 4 hangar. Oh, this is like the floors and the ceilings and stuff like that. Here are the episode 1 maps. Oh, that's fine. I'm not going to have all the answers, but feel free. There's I think I made an Unreal section in the Discord. Yeah. So you can just ask questions in here. Yeah, maybe. That it's definitely not uh a sorry, it's definitely not a zero chance of that happening. I'm terrible at the art side of things. So yeah, visualized in my head quite clearly. That's good. That's actually really good. I have somewhat a very clear idea of what I want this game to feel like. Well, you might be surprised at how not daunting it probably is. Although I think I have a bias here. I'm probably not the right person to ask. Do you have a system for your flying already, or like what are you using for that? Oh, RTS is RTS style stuff gets quite challenging. That one you might have an easier time in. Unfortunately, you might have an easier time with that, and I feel like Unity might be easier because their RTS systems are a little bit more fleshed out than Epic's. Your ad is about to start in 5 minutes. That was a while ago. Apparently, ad starts in 41 seconds. But I did attempt getting one of my assets to fly in Unreal, and it worked well. Yeah. That's half the battle, man. I feel like there's.
I have watched it.
I feel. Oh, I feel like we've there's one for fly mode and wait, are we in an ad or not in an ad? Okay, wait. So press F1 for fly mode and F2 for RTS camera view. And oh, is it just like a FPS camera view? So it's just like it goes to overhead and looks down. Did I say FPS? I thought I said fly mode. I could have said FPS. That's there's a non-zero chance that I said FPS. But yeah, so like um sorry, you've got your flying mode where you've got essentially like what I've got for my vehicle, right? But obviously more for and then the RTS is camera switch. Yeah, and that so when you do your camera switch, how how easy is it to control your like I guess in because we're in Unreal, your Z axis or your pitch, right? And now it starts. Yes, Amazon. I don't know if I would trust it. Welcome back. There was something that I was thinking of, and now I don't remember what it is. Flying is good, and camera switch between flying and RTS is good. That's all I had. Oh, okay. No worries. Um, then I got into the docks. Nice. I'm sure that you're gonna do great. I think you're gonna be surprised at like because it's a single player game, right? You're making single player, not multiplayer, right? Yeah. So as long as you're single player, you should be fine. There is an AI system that you should probably look at though. Uh you run people over. That's the hook. But there is an AI system that you should use because I imagine that you're going to have wait, are you going to have other planes in the air or flying AI of any kind? Because flying AI requires a bit of a different situation here. And there is an AI that is like free to use that actually works. That's really good for this. I just have to find it. It's in here somewhere. Have you heard of Expo One? That's a hard maybe. Yeah, I want to go with a hard maybe on that. I feel like I probably have. Game systems. Oh no, it's tools and plugins. Do, 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 do. It's in here somewhere. That's kind of no attack, no fighting, no destruction, no violence. Its game should be chill flying. And you bring the environment and its beauty back to life as you do in various ways. It's kind of the cheese of it. So like effectively like you're um planting trees, watering things, stuff like that. Where is the thing that I was looking for? Hmm. That's not it. This is the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, this is it. If you have any AI, I would suggest taking a look into this. Yard cleaning video with plants and dying trees. Goal is to make the map a self-sustaining ecosystem. Sounds like an interesting situation. What is this? Rapid AI framework. What are we even looking at here? Anyways, we found it. It's this one here. This is a really good plugin for AI flying systems. So highly suggest taking a look at it if you have not already. And I believe it's free. I'm like 90% sure it's free. Some building structures and stuff that you can rebuild up from the ruins, that kind of an aura or aura and flora that don't die. So by the time you fly around and gather resources to rebuild all those ruins in the map, you would end up completing the map. That's a good system. Do you collect the UE free assets every 2 weeks? Absolutely. Every 2 weeks, um, there are free assets, and you should pick them up. So the next set comes out on November 18th. And right now, if you just go, you can get these assets for free. These are free, right? And you can get the professional or the personal. You get to keep them forever. Yep. So like at this point, like whether or not you even ever use them is a different story, right? So like you don't even ever have to use these, but like just keeping them around is a great idea because like you never know when you might need this, right? And even if like you don't need this exact thing, but you need something like this, you can always like look at this and be like, "Oh, this is how they did it." right? If you're having trouble. Oh, you don't install them. You just attach them to your account. You purchase them. Yeah, you purchase them within the 2 week span, and Epic doesn't charge you for it. And then if you do want them, then you have them when they're available. Like the old yeah, it's exactly like the old Mega Scans stuff, where it was like as long as you buy them before this time period, they're completely free and you get to keep them forever. There was. It's not available anymore. I like this guy's stuff. Well, I remember a bunch of my team's artists used to get the entire Mega Strands library at home. Yeah. Yeah. Like you might as well. Or like you might as well have, right? And like if you ever do need it, then it's available. And if you don't ever need it, then you've got it just in case. I was talking to somebody who like actively was doing stuff in Unreal, and it was just like they were like, "Oh, I go through and only buy the ones that I care about." And it's just like they're free assets. Why does it even matter? Like who cares? Interesting. This is that girl from what's it called? That new game that people have been talking about, right? Um UE does it because it drives it's a selling point to using Unreal, at least historically. And now it's a selling point to using Fab. So it gets you into the Fab ecosystem at this point, right? And the old one was that it got you into the Unreal ecosystem. So well, no, so like I don't know that daily active users is something that Fab or Epic care that much about when it comes to Unreal. I think they care when it comes to Fortnite. Like their games, they care about daily active users on that. But I don't think they care that much about daily active users on Fab or Unreal, right? Because like daily active users on those systems don't dictate much, right? I think though, like, okay, so like Fab has Unity assets, right? And sometimes they give away Unity assets. Like I think I purchased an asset that was a free Fab asset that was Unity only, right? Well, like maybe, like sure, more daily active users means that there's higher chance of somebody purchasing something every day, right? Like if you've got a thousand daily active users and 1% buy every single day, then you make more money the more daily active users you have, right? But as far as like as far as it goes, it's like people come to Fab when they need something, right? I'm looking to see whether or not something's available, right? Yeah. And then like it's kind of the same for like the Unity asset store. It's like or um or any asset store for that matter. It's like people don't come to you, like there's going to be a small subset of people that come to you just to see what's new, right? And maybe that's just part of their daily routine or something like that. But the vast percentage of people that come to the asset stores are looking for something specific, and they're checking to see whether or not you have it. In turn with tune with what's out there in the market slash store. Yeah, I think for me, like the like for the most part, when I come to Fab, I'm usually like like I go through things sometimes. Like sometimes I go through like the on sale stuff to see what's there. Not because I'm gonna buy any of it, but just because like sometimes you find things that are kind of cool, right? I think I have bought things solely based off of the fact that I have found them for from these systems, right? From like these stores and the sales and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool, and then I pick it up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like that's a nice classic car. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes kind of the way it works, but also because like Fab is like the only spot that you can get Unreal stuff. So like if you're looking for Unreal stuff, you go to Fab. When you're looking for Unity stuff, you can go to Fab or the Unity asset store. I think if I'm going to spend money on this stuff, it would probably be Blueprint Systems to give me a head start. Not much on the art side at all. Yeah, it really depends on like what you're looking for, right? Um, I mostly have, I think most of the stuff that I've actually spent money on have been uh like plugins and stuff like that. And I'm not a big fan of blueprint heavy stuff. Like if I'm spending money on something, I usually don't want it to be blueprint heavy because so it's like animations I've spent some money on. I did spend money on this, right? And some more asset based stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I've actually spent money on is mostly being um like more complex um plugin systems. Sup Mecca? Yeah, like the modular dungeon system. Um Animations. Also quite a few of these have been free. The Tokyo Shibuya map. There's also the aspect that I'm not much of a 3D artist, so there's that too. No, it was not free. It was not free. What was I doing? I was doing something. I am not good at 3D. Let's not try and pretend that I am good at something that I am actually not good at. There are things that pseudo is good at, and 3D is not one of them. You aced your course, remember? I did ace my course. What's your point? I don't I think that was free. Like, I think I got it when it was free. I don't think that it's always free. Where was it? It was up here somewhere. It's not the Endless Runner. That one was also free. So is that Endless Runner. Yeah, Endless Random Worlds. This one's actually kind of cool. I believe that this was free when I purchased it. I would suggest before you spend money on that, because you're more artistic. PCG, UE PCG. Mm-hmm. Procedural Minds. That's it. This guy. Welcome to the channel. If you want to build endless worlds and stuff like that using Unreal, I would heavily suggest deep dive into this guy's stuff. This guy really, really knows and understands a lot of this PCG stuff. All of his stuff is compile time PCG, but it's really good and really well made. Right? So none of his stuff is live, but you can adapt it to be live. Yeah, none of his is like his stuff's not runtime, but it can be adapted to be runtime. Right? His doesn't he doesn't do voxel. Voxel's a bit of a different story. For runtime voxel, you want the voxel plugin. Mm-hmm. Which is by this person here. Which I'm not sure. Like you could probably get away with this since you don't need multiplayer. If you're looking for voxel, this is the one to go take a look at for Unreal. You tried right now. You could make a whole map without breaking a sweat. Mecha's being nice. Because it's just not true. I'm like actually not that great at at making good 3D assets. I can make 3D assets. I'm not very good at making good 3D assets. And texturing, I fall apart completely. You know, if there could be a real-time transforming tool developed? When you say a real-time transforming tool, what exactly do you mean? Because the inevitably the answer is ultimately yes, but like how you would do it would depend on like exactly what you mean by that. Terraforming? You mean like actually editing maps, right? Like like grow like the act of growing plants, or they got shit like that thousand and me that link. Like imagine digging out paths and rivers. Yeah, so that you want voxels. Yeah, so for that you want voxels. You want a voxel system. You're going to be editing terrain, you want voxels. But if your map is completely flat, you can do it in with the UE default systems, because you can dynamically edit height maps. But it's yeah. But yeah, like there is a way to do it in like maybe I haven't looked into how you would do it, but you can do it utilizing there are ways to edit the height map systems inside of Unreal right now at runtime. So absolutely very 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 doable. I'm just not entirely sure how you would do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, runtime. But voxels is really the best way to do it if you can do voxels. Mm, the PCG stuff's pretty straightforward from my understanding. So This looks more along the lines of what you're looking for. Something like this. When was this last maintained, though? Oh, not that long ago. Oh, this is Unity. It looks like Code Like Me's got something for runtime generation. Wonder how though it would be how tough it would be for a noob to do that. It's hard to say. It might be more straightforward than you might think, right? Because like the hard part of PCG is usually around understanding noise, right? And that's much more of um an artistic like that kind of like that's relatively artistic in scope, right? Like I understand the idea of how PCG works when it comes to like terrain generation. The problem that I have is that I can't generate good looking maps because I don't understand, like I don't have the artistic vision to see how it's going to work. But yeah, understanding like how the terrain generates is relatively simple. Actually doing stuff with generated terrain is challenging. And it's just a bunch of noise though. How I could do it at a shader level, as long as I can leave black or white painted trails where I fly over the map. Oh, there might be a better system then. There's a deform system that actually might work better for that. Mm, I want to say it's a material. It's a material. There is a specific one that I'm thinking of, and it's like an image of the guy walking through snow. And I think it's free. What? Cat girl? No, there's a cat girl in here somewhere. Yeah. There's a reason why I have her. If I can find her again. She's in here somewhere. I think she's near the bottom, right? And she's been lost. Never to be found again. There's like a specific thing that she's related to that I wanted to look at, and that's why I picked her up. I bought her a while ago, and I think she costed some money. Um, was it maybe rig? It has to do with animations and rigging. If we ever find her again, well, she might be free. It's one of those things where it's kind of hard to tell because there's so much free asset giveaway, and I picked them all up, so I don't know what I've paid for and what I've bought that is free, right? And so it's hard to say. But she's a demo on how like the IK rigging system in I you saw her. Care so deeply about her. I think I did use her for something, and it was to demo something to Gaz. Oh, there she is. I don't think she's just a cat girl, or maybe I'm wrong. Can't remember if she has ears underneath her hat or not. Oh, it is. It's Cat Girl 101. Okay. But the thing that she has is she has like a full IK FK rigged system um inside of Unreal. And I was kind of curious about that. Yeah. So she's like fully control rigged inside of UE. Oh, there's the customizable path finding. Time to get serious. What are you working on? They do. I have 18 of them. I don't think any of these I've actually paid for. Yeah, 100% of these I have not paid for. But if we go to discover, so a lot of these, like if you actually buy this, you can find this game on Steam. Like this game is on Steam right now. Somebody's selling it. No changes at all. Somebody's selling this game. But yeah, absolutely asset templates are 100% a thing on Fab. Oh yeah, they buy them and then they flip them. I think I looked at this one, and the reason why I would never use this is because it doesn't actually use gas. And if I'm gonna make something like this, I want gas. Because I think that one's blueprints. Yeah, this one's entirely blueprint based and it's multiplayer. And they're like, we performance optimized it and yada yada yada. And it's just like, okay. I'm sure that they did. I'm sure that they did a good job. Yeah. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of mm, um templates. It depends on the developer of the template. Yeah, pretty much all of them do. It really comes down like the reason why I don't really use a lot of these is because like the systems that they offer are not complicated enough. Like they solve problems that aren't problems for me is what it comes down to. And it takes a lot of the fun out of the development for me. They 100% can be, right? So like whenever you're looking at something like this, right? Like a template system or um uh gameplay gameplay systems or anything like that or tools and plugins, you always have to look at them from an aspect of like how challenging is this actually to build, right? Because like if we look at uh uh let's see if we can if we let's see if I can find something that like I know is actually relatively simple to do. Wait, no, I know. There's a door thing. Multiplayer doors or something like that. Yeah, like here, a full door system. would I ever use this? Like, would I actually buy this? No. Doors are not hard to make, right? Like, yeah, this comes with like a keypad system and stuff like that, but doors are not hard to make. Um, and all the systems around a door are not hard for me to make, right? So for me, the only reason to buy a a door system is because they have a door that I want, like a specific mesh that I want, right? Because like, so there's kind of two parts, right? When you're getting into things, right? When it comes to like the programming side of it, is how much time will this save me, right? How complex is this actual problem to solve? And do I want to be locked into doing it this person's way, right? And for like a interaction system, the answer is always going to be no. I don't want to be locked into doing it this person's way, right? This person's way, like without looking at it, right? This person's way could actually be the way that I do it. Right? So like their way of doing this interaction system could be exactly the way that I would do it. And in that case, them having built out all the extra infrastructure around it just saves me time, right? But would I still use it? Probably not, right? I'm guessing that this is going to be entirely blueprint based, and that just means that it's like a non-starter for me. I miss having the blueprints like as something that would show up, and they don't do that anymore because you used to be able to see if it was blueprints or not. Um, but yeah, like this could be a great for somebody who's not as proficient in programming. This could be a great system to teach you client server stuff and all of that for getting these things down, right? Is this a plugin? Okay, yeah, no, this isn't proper. This isn't proper client server stuff. Also, any time that you if you ever look at a system in and it says that it's multiplayer and it doesn't have and it's not a plugin, it's not proper multiplayer. Because you can't do proper multiplayer in blueprints in Unreal. Like it cannot be done. Can you make multiplayer games in blueprints? Absolutely. Will the multiplayer game be playable and hit your performance metrics? Quite possibly. It can be done. Depending on your metrics, obviously, right? And like how intense things get. Is it done properly? No. It's hacked. I have way too much to learn development wise. I wouldn't I think that you'd be surprised, right? You don't have to use C++ for the game that you're making. Blueprints are going to be more than adequate because it's a single player game. You literally cannot do EOS in blueprints. Matchmaking, all of the networking stuff is not available in blueprints. This is how you get EOS and blueprints. You buy assets. You have to pay for it. Like, and these are really expensive. Like the good ones are really, really expensive. And the truth of the matter is that these systems are not hard to build inside of C++. But goddamn, is blueprinting them, like making them into, I understand why this is this price, right? Because the amount of work that this person put in, Redpoint Games put in to make this blueprintable is astronomically huge. Right? But these systems are straight up just easier for me to build in C++. Yeah, no, like that's another option, right? There are some. The thing is that like I'm not the right person to ask about like what plugin you should use to do multiplayer EOS or Steam integrations because I don't use them. Right? Like I don't know what plugin would be the right choice because I'm not going to use it. I have no desire to use them. They don't make any sense to me. I think there was one that I picked up because one of the guys that I was working with really wanted to try it. And I was like, I don't think that it offers anything that's actually challenging to implement. And it turned out that the thing that he wanted, like the thing that we were doing, the plugin that he thought would work was never, it didn't actually tackle the problem that we were having. See, they selling it for uh 8,000, so it's gotta be good. But yeah, it was like there was like a matchmaking system, but like it didn't actually tackle the problem that we were having. And it was really it was really challenging to try to explain to him that hey, it's not that these things are hard for me to implement. It's that it's my first time implementing it, so I'm going to have rough edges while I learn the API, right? So it's just like just give me a little bit more time and I will have I'll get the like rough parts ironed out here, right? But when you're dealing with the sometimes the more creative people, it can be challenging for them to understand what you're trying to do. Because to him it's like an insurmountable problem, and for me it's like it's a very easy problem. It's just a matter of figuring out like what call am I making that's wrong. And it was this one, Extreme. He wanted to use this, so I picked it up, and it totally didn't do the matchmaking the way that I wanted it to do it, and it was actually going to make things more challenging. She's 6'7". Wait, what? I'm so confused. I imagine that this is actually a good plugin, by the way. This is not a good plugin for me. What were we doing? Right, we're fixing the pause screen because the pause screen's broken. Hmm. I think this is in here, right? There it is on gamer. Do. Okay, so if we go like this and this, this and this, we delete these, and then we go back to the controller here, and then we just do this. We delete both of these. Save, compile. Delete that. Delete this. There we go. Yeah, call it a night. Thanks for the tips. Yeah, no worries, man. Any day. Any day. No. No. I've watched bits and pieces of it. Wait, are we in an ad or are we not in an ad right now? I should get around to watching it at some point. I know my girlfriend watches Hell of a Boss, and she's not a big fan um of of Has Been Hotel in comparison, but that's her. Mm-hmm. This is that. This was the controller. This is the one that we wanted to do. Um, Find on pause. Mm. Which you want to sing along? I don't know if that's how that would go down. If we're being completely and totally honest here. Mm. Okay, give me like 1 sec here. I gotta go to the bathroom and I'm gonna put some more tea on. So, share how much cake Pseudo got. See, oh, really? Yeah, look at the little thingy that my girlfriend got me. Oh, sorry. That's a Cheeto? It has eyes. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I bet if I was to open this up and destroy it, the inside of this is probably a tape measure. Okay, so time attack is this. That's a HUD base? It is HUD base, okay. So we can do the binding here now. That's what I was doing. Right, so this is on begin play. Begin play, if I remember correctly, is... And I have it right here. I think this is typed, right? No, I think we have to cast it. Yeah, it looks like we have to cast it. Damn. Oh well. How long you been using Unreal? That's such a hard question to answer. I think we could kind of sort of say maybe when I first opened it for the very, very first time. I it was a version of 4. I think it was like 4 something. What version? 416. I want to say it was 416. Yeah. Probably around 2017, I guess. Was the first time that I opened Unreal. Yeah, but like you asked the first time I opened it. And that would be 416. Um the first time that I ever made anything in Unreal, like actually sat down and built something in Unreal was like the um that's not mine. Pseudokid was this game. And this was 2 years ago. But then I also weaved into there that I was doing so like I haven't really sat down and spent like an entire year just doing Unreal stuff, right? Because Unreal has never been a primary focus of mine. So like for a long time up until like January of this year, it was at most a part-time thing for me where I would do it in my free time when I cared. And then for even then like a good section of this year I was doing Elixir, right? Building a web app. And then like I also spent a good chunk of time in Unity doing a Unity port of this game, right? And then I came back to Unreal. So it's just like it's so hard to like quantify like how long I've been working with Unreal because it's like I drop it and I come back periodically. So it becomes difficult is all I'm trying to say is it's kind of difficult to answer. What's the bind again? On paused. Oh, that's a problem. On game paused dot add dynamic. No, this requires a boolean. Now I can say that I've been programming steadily for like 10 years, like almost every day. I do some level of programming almost every single day. Very, very few breaks. Okay, so this is going to handle the adding to well, it's like a 3D artist or an artist in general, right? They're going to do some level of art every day pretty much, right? I don't care about the player controller. New property. In-game overlay. Oh wait, we need one more here. What's going on here? Oh right. Okay, so this is if pausing. We do in-game overlay widget. And then we do if we need the player controller. We don't need this. If not, I see player controller. Return. Then we do we do IC player controller, set input mode. F UI only. Hmm? Why is that not right? Oh, does this need to be like called or something like that? Like this? Yeah, it does. Okay. F Afrozo only. Afros only. Welcome. Hello to you. Mm-hmm. And we can just do this. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything here that we care about. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. I get my staples out, and, and got to go to the doctor, get my staples out tomorrow morning, and that's going to be great because then the itching will stop. Although it's not being too bad for itchiness, so kind of happy about that. I don't know if I want to keep the staples. A memento of my brain surgery. Hmm? Where did I put my hospital wrist strap thing? No, I think it's on my desk somewhere. No. Like that'd be fucked up. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd want that. Like sure, but like do you want to have a disembodied arm sitting in formaldehyde in your house somewhere? Do you have to switch out formaldehyde? Do you need to change? You don't change formaldehyde as interesting. I would not want to taxidermy my. I don't know if they're allowed to taxidermy yet. Like I feel like the answer is no, you are not allowed to taxidermy a human or human appendages. You're also not allowed to mail human appendages. Like it was like nail clippings. Somebody got in trouble for that. Like I hate that Google has done this where you click on this and the correct spelling goes away. This is a bad system. Because that's not what was like it was corrected. Yeah, there was an eBay thing. eBay nail clipping fingernail clippings or something nail clippings issue. And it has something to do with like the laws around shipping things in the States. Right, I forgot to even test the pause. It's not firing. Well, it might be firing. We don't know if it's firing. Screen debug. Like moth to a flame. Very possible. Yeah, it's not firing at all. Interesting. Am I not firing it in my C++? Is that the problem? Thought I was. Hell yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Boyd's. I'm gonna be reprogramming them to be Boyd's. I think though that we call it here for the day though. I'm starting to feel really really weak. So I think I'm gonna call it here, and we'll be back again tomorrow, but um, uh, after my staples are pulled. We get my staples out tomorrow, and then once I get home, which I don't know, it will be a bit of a later in the day stream because get my staples pulled at 10 a.m. And then I don't know if I'm doing anything after that, but I might. But I don't know. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Anyways, ta for now, and thanks to everybody who showed up and chatted and lurked and all of that. You were all amazing. So long, and thanks for all the fish.